do you wish to deploy? Our legion has engaged the enemy. At the point of our manifolds and about to break! This is it! Their will to fight is broken! Salkie opravdate!
Udad's home is at the side of the path leading from the market to the citadel. Its defenses are relatively poor, and the guards look excessively dumb.
When did you sneak off again?
When you were not looking, as usual.
Akin to a cat while hiding, akin to a tiger while fighting. A fool is the one who underestimates Yulia Khalida.
Is it Cineros who has taught you to flatter so well, Bestia? Either way, it's working.
Do we have a plan?
There is the direct approach, of course. We can simply walk up to the front gate and start a fight. It might be possible to lure our target out from behind her walls. Perhaps the merchants in the market know her daily routines?
Let us look around a bit.
Let's.
This was a mistake. We will never be able to stand against the Romans.
The decision has been made. Complaining will only weaken us now.
Merchants are not allowed within the citadel. Sell your wares on the street.
We came here specifically for Damina Sakura. These wares are meant for her.
I told you to leave. Is that too difficult to understand?
It is. Could you repeat what you have said, but more slowly, please?
Leave!
Alright, I get it.
It is stuck! Have you tried pulling?
Have I? Of course I have tried pulling. Do you think I'm an imbecile?
I'm not carrying these sacks all the way up there myself.
I will get the crane working. Somehow. Everything is so expensive now.
It is because of the war.
Ah, the merchants will use any excuse to raise their prices.
At least merchants can still come and go.
I would have thought the Romans would blockade the city.
Nazamones is big. Not even Rome can control it.
Welcome, colleague and neighbor. What brings you to Awjila?
A woman.
Aha! What kind of woman do you need? I am not that kind of merchant, but I could direct you to one.
You misunderstand. I am looking for a specific woman named Sakura.
Ah, the forbidden fruit, huh? Exciting! I don't envy you, my friend, but I can help you. For a price, of course.
Name your price, merchant.
Nothing too extravagant. Shall we say 1,000 denarii?
A reasonable price.
The woman you are looking for comes to the market stalls every now and then. You are a merchant, are you not? Erect your stall here and you will meet her eventually. Only 2 guards accompany her usually. You can easily talk to her in front of your own shop. Commerce is the best aphrodisiac, is it not?
Thank you, my friend. May I purchase your stall?
you wish to buy me out? She does shop here often. My stall will serve you well indeed. You may have it for 3,000 denarii.
A fine offer. Unfortunately, I do not have that kind of money on me at the moment, and the chances are we will not need your stall later. So how about I offer you 2,000 denarii right now? It's all I have. Take it or leave it.
You drive a hard bargain, friend. All right. My stall is yours. I wish you the best of luck with your venture. Now, if you will forgive me, I am off to have an enjoyable business meeting with the wine vendor.
What happened to the man who used to own this stall?
I paid him handsomely for it, so I would get some alone time with you.
Wait. I know you. You are the Roman my husband spoke to at the court of heaven.
And you're going to help me arrange another meeting. Let's find a more private place to talk.
How dare you!
No more fight left in her. Tie her hands and let us get her out of here before every warrior in the city shows up.
I have nothing to do with this!
Stay away from me, please!
Run!
I have nothing to do with this!
The enemy is here! Look alive!
You brought that on yourself.
from me, please!
They're killing me!
Help!
make my sisters look like delicate flowers.
Can't wait to meet them!
That would be thing of legend.
What happens when we fight for real?
An overturned carriage blocked our path. The wheel looked to be stuck in the sand. The diminutive man was yelling in a language I didn't readily understand.
He's speaking Greek, Domine. It seems he's a merchant who trades in Surrey.
The Surrey were trying to push the cart free to no avail, while the Dominus beat them mercilessly with his staff. Our Praetorians helped quickly push the cart out of the way. The merchant mumbles a few things and presses an appropriate amount of denarii into my hands.
How noble of you, Roman. Your kind speaks of virtue continuously, yet you don't find it beneath you to abduct a childbearing woman from her home. But I suppose the women of our land must be different from the women of yours. I would rather die than give up the location of my husband's hiding place.
I have no intention to kill you, Sakura, and I need nothing from you. Unless the men of your land are very different from the men of mine, your presence alone is enough to bring Udad out of his hole.
Then I will take my own life.
You will not. Not while you're pregnant. So cut the horse shit.
Here I am, Roman, appearing as requested. Your quarrel is with me. Let my wife go. Kill me instead if you must.
You two are so alike. I don't wish to kill you, Udad. Much like your wife, you are little used to be dead.
Then what do you want?
I want you to be on the winning side of this war.
I already am.
Clearly you were not, but now you are.
Help me defeat Izo, and I shall spare your lives.
Very well. It seems that I have no choice. I accept your offer. As for Izil, he does not have enough warriors to defend Awjila from every angle.
My love.
No. This is how it must be. My tribe will withdraw from Awjila at once. But Izil still has many allies and he has called upon them. When they come, they will need to cross the ravine. I will show you a passageway that can be traversed by a small force. It leads to the bridge across the ravine. Destroy that bridge and Awjila may be taken without unnecessary bloodshed.
With your permission, Legate, I will begin the preparations immediately. Let us meet with the Primus Pilus outside Awjila when you're ready.
We must act swiftly and unexpectedly to avoid unnecessary losses. We need these people on our side when this is all said and done.
Why should we want to fight beside those we ourselves have defeated in battle? If we can defeat them, so can our enemies.
Need something?
Come, let us talk.
Some of the people here seem sympathetic to our cause, at least.
As long as the Berbers are fighting each other, it will be easier for us to win. But do not forget, sympathy is temporary. Fear is eternal.
You are right, but fear is an unreliable tool.
Commanding fear is an art. One must train. One must always train.
All quiet.
How are you holding up?
Do you think the Court of Heaven can serve as an outpost?
It's lucky we arrived during this festival, or whatever it is. We have all of the important people in one place. But keep in mind, this is their land. The Court of Heaven is an uncontrolled hub of activity. There's no telling who comes and goes and what their intentions are.
What do you make of this Berber Legion?
They fought well when they're against us. As long as they fight just as well alongside us, I'll be glad to have them.
I, for one, don't like it. The Legion is for Romans. What do Nazamonians care about serving Rome?
Hey, what do you need?
Got some of the Berbers on our side, at least.
In tribal society like this, that is best you can hope for. I don't know about Lunya, though. Keep eye on her. She has look in her eye, like she knows something we do not.
I'm drinking like an elephant all day, and yet I almost never have to piss. Where's it all go?
Domine.
I wonder why some of these elders are in our favor.
As always, it is a matter of priorities. They favor us as long as our actions align with their goals. That will not always be the case. The most intelligent of enemies will try to befriend you. It is the honest ones who openly oppose their foes. An honest enemy is virtuous, and therefore fallible.
You think honesty makes someone predictable?
Most certainly. And predictability is the worst trait a commander can display in times of war.
You know I have nothing but love and respect for our Yulia Kalida, but do you wonder where she's been over the past few years? She seemed to vanish into the world as soon as we returned to Rome. She reappeared only once Lucullus had need of her.
She said she didn't like being in Rome.
And why is that, I wonder? The Julii can trace their lineage back to the founders of Rome, they say. If anyone should feel at home there, it's her. I trust her, as far as it is reasonable to trust such a talented spy. But there's something she isn't telling us. How can I help you?
It seems like we have made some unexpected allies here.
I have to say I'm impressed by their Court of Heaven. The meeting they held looked like a primitive image of our Senate. Yet this new agreement we have reached worries me. If you fight the wars of others, be certain that you stand to benefit in proportion to your sacrifices.
Wait, Legate. Do you have a moment to speak to an old soldier? I've traveled far to meet you. Good day, Legate. I am honored that you took the time to speak to me. My name is Sabinus Orsilus. I was the Proconsus Praefectus until last year.
You were the Praefectus Castorum for Legio Prima Italica. I don't remember you from Greece.
I was there, but we had little reason to speak. You were given command of Victrix before we even met.
How did you reach us?
I had retired before the death of Lucullus. When I heard what had happened, I knew I had to find you. I have many friends among the Berbers. A few of them agreed to help me make the journey.
You're a friend of Ignatius Naso?
We are acquainted from back in the day. We spoke regularly when we were managing the daily affairs and logistics of our respective legions. But he owes me nothing, nor do I owe him.
Why have you come here?
I'll speak freely. You are a great commander and a loyal heir of Lucullus, but despite your victories, you are still inexperienced. You spend much time traveling with your own contubernium and getting into scraps, delegating tasks and decisions that are normally the meat and bones of your position as legatus. I admire that, as do the men. But if you'll forgive my presumptuousness, you must do more to inspire the troops and make them feel as brothers.
I'm always open to suggestions and searching for ways to improve. Tell me what you have in mind.
I am glad to hear it. That attitude is part of what Lucullus saw in you, I believe. In my opinion, you are in need of a banner. A standard that you can erect on the field of battle to rally your men. I can teach you how to create a banner that honors Mars. Such a symbol can turn the tide of any fight.
That sounds like a worthwhile lesson indeed. Will you work up the schematics for me?
I will, but I must ask payment. I never received my full pension from the Legion. Now with this war, I doubt I ever will. I have a wife and children, Legate. They need to eat.
You have served your republic well, and it is shameful that it has not repaid your devotion yet. But once this war is over, you will receive your pension. Until then, I offer you 1 year's salary to help you feed your children.
That will carry us through the year, at least. I hope your victory over Egypt comes swiftly then. And with my banner, I believe it will. I will draw up the instructions for how to build a standard, like the one that used to inspire us when I fought for Prima Italica. All you need is to get your smith to forge the idol for the top of it.
Will that be all? What will you do now?
I will spend the night here and say hello to a few old acquaintances. Then I and my friends will return home.
Thank you, Ursinus. I wish you a safe trip home.
And I wish you a good and victorious war. These lands are beautiful, but harsh, and they hide many secrets. Keep your wits about you. And perhaps we'll see each other again someday.
Salvete, Legionari. What did you break today?
I have purchased some schematics to build a new banner to inspire the men. Let me show you. When you create an idol of Mars...
A figurehead for a banner? I'm not exactly a sculptor, but these instructions are very detailed. I think I should be able to make something for you. I may even have a suitable ingot lying around for this somewhere. Give me a little while. Here you go. Not a bad piece of sculpting for a mere craftsman, if I do say so myself. The schematics were good. I think you're right. This'll be a fine banner.
Good evening.
Legate, we have the resources needed to improve your tent. Legate, I am at your service as always.
Let's finally talk about making those improvements to the camp.
Good evening.
Awe, Legate. Queen Cleopatra has already arrived. Her contingent is waiting for us to join them at the siege.
How is it looking?
Aquilinus and Narso have been overseeing the construction of our fortifications. It's best if you inspect them yourself.
The Queen herself wishes to participate in the battle.
She just wants to be seen there, I'm sure. So she can share in the glory and take credit for our victory. It's no different than any Roman senator sending his son to be a military tribunus, if you'll forgive me for saying so.
Tell the Queen I'm on my way.
As you wish. There is no use delaying it. Once Awjila is taken, we'll have plenty of new challenges before us, as we prepare to invade Egypt.
I have an idea for improving morale among the Legionari. We could establish a small bath here in camp.
We patrolled nearby while we waited for the banner's completion.
I finished that equipment you requested. Turned out all right, if I do say so myself. You can collect it right over here.
A vast sandstorm was on the horizon. I tried to gauge its speed, but at this distance it's impossible. Ahead, endless desert stretched before us, but to the north a mountain ridge rose above the sands. If I didn't wish to be swallowed by the sandstorm, those rocks may be our only option. We turned our horses north. Chased by the towering wall of roiling dust, we rode as fast as our horses could endure towards the faint hope of shelter. The air began to thicken. My people wrapped their faces in their cloaks and prayed to Mercury to hasten their mounts. We reached the rocks moments before the sandstorm hit. Galloping to the narrow opening between the crags, we are relieved to find that they are as steep as they looked from afar. The sandstorm roared overhead as it finally overtook us, and soon we could barely see a few feet ahead. But we are sheltered from the worst of it. To my surprise, the silhouette of a small home appeared out of the swirling sands ahead, a clay house built half into the side of the cliff. The door is opened without hesitation by an old Berber woman. She beckoned me inside as she took her place on the thick pile of carpets in the middle of the room and crossed her legs. The interior is dimly lit by a single clay lamp. The sunlight penetrating the sandstorm outside filtered in through thick curtains and cast the whole room in an eerie orange glow. The woman offered me the floor to sit on. From the way she was dressed, I took her to be some kind of holy woman. Her flowy dress is decorated with intricate, colorful patterns and symbols, and she wore many bracelets and necklaces laden with desert stones. She dragged a large basket in front of her and removed the lid. Then, without a word, she reached in and pulled out a small black snake, holding it by the head. With great care, she extracted venom from its fangs and dripped it into a cup half full of some dark liquid. She offered me the cup to drink from. This is some sort of religious ritual. She laughs quietly and explains that it is a lesson. By drinking this, I will learn to master poison, as the shamans of Nazamonis have learned, as long as I was strong enough to survive. I am strong and healthy. Very well, I shall pass this trial. My Praetorians look on with horror as I empty the clay cup. Liquid tastes bitter, and I felt nauseated. The old woman makes a simple but comfortable bed for me out of carpets and blankets stacked along the wall. My companions watched me with some concern. Once I'm situated, she insisted they leave. Only after I asked them to heed her instructions that they reluctantly do so. That night is one of the worst nights of my life. The nightmares that haunted my poison-addled mind were more vivid than most things I experienced while I was awake, and more terrifying even than the worst horrors of war that I've witnessed. I was surprised to find myself alive and awake the next morning. They gave me fruit juice to drink and bread to eat. Felt like a wreck, but I was able to keep down the food at least. I was promised wisdom in return for this ordeal. You live up to your end of the bargain. The witch began to prepare her remedies for the lesson. My companions soon barged in to check on me, but once they've assured themselves that I was still alive, they agreed to leave me alone again to accept the wisdom of the witch. The lesson took several hours. She showed me how to imbue my clothing with protection against venomous attacks by using a certain salve. To her, it is a ritual, but I write it down as a schematic to be used in future crafting. I still feel the effects of the poison when I was ready to move out again. The guidance of the witch has ensured my survival, but my recovery is up to my healers.
Everything is ready for the attack. Say the word, and Legio Victrix takes Awjila.
Finally. I don't know why you've waited for so long.
Trying to accomplish the impossible here. Naturally, it takes some time.
Confident. Now is the time to prove the worth of your words. We will see if you can command 2 legions, like your consuls.
With all due respect, there is no cause for concern here. Awjila may look imposing, but it's far from an impenetrable fortress.
If Awjila is not that defensible, why is Azil's tribe holed up here?
I said it's not impenetrable. It is certainly defensible. The citadel is built into a natural rock wall. That narrows our options for the initial approach.
Could build our own fortifications and starve them out.
We could do that, but it would take a long time. We need to move on Egypt soon, don't we?
Remember their marketplace at the Court of Heaven? I don't think they're currently low on supplies.
What's the state of their walls?
Their construction is basic, but they make excellent use of natural terrain features. We will need siege engines.
I don't think they can stand against a direct frontal assault.
Maybe not, but they will call on reinforcements. Azil managed to send a few riders and our sentries failed to stop them.
This land is their home. Such things are to be expected.
I expect them to target our catapults. The question is when. I suggest we pick out a spearhead group to punch through the southern gate, while the majority of the Legion hits the front gates.
If the south gate is weaker, why not send the whole Legion through there?
The terrain is very troublesome, with narrow passages and uneven ground. We would not be able to bring our full force to bear.
We need to set up our defenses against their reinforcements.
Those rocks are likely to have several hidden tunnels. Their reinforcements may arrive covertly.
Do you expect any complications once we breach the walls?
It is always wise to expect the unexpected. But I think this will be straightforward. A battle to the death. Their death, we hope.
What about these two bridges across the ravine? Can we take them out?
That would be a daring endeavor. Getting rid of those bridges could divide the battlefield in two, eliminating an easy path for their reinforcements to take.
Dad spoke of a passage we can use. It's a bit too narrow for a whole maniple, but a group of speculatores can easily take care of those bridges.
We can deploy catapults on the southern side of the city to cover that flank. There is a hill there with suitable elevation.
Do we need the catapults to win?
It isn't crucial, but artillery support will make things easier.
I would not protest against giant rocks smashing my foes into bits.
I agree with the gladiator.
Is it safe to deploy our catapults that close to the city?
They will be safe behind our own lines.
This seems important. Feel like we need another team to protect the catapults.
Fair enough. With our siege engines in position, and if we can destroy those two bridges, I think we can easily make our way to the citadel.
Are we sure Azil is in there?
I've seen him inside. He looked a bit skittish, but I don't think there's a way for him to escape.
How did you... You know what? Forget it.
Will this subdue Nazamonis and all of its tribes?
It will subdue Azil's tribe.
Izil is an influential leader. His defeat will create a gap in the power structure. We can easily fill that. In his absence, the tribes will listen to me.
We need to reach Azil and eliminate him.
If the reinforcements are disabled, the spearhead group can easily penetrate the defenses of the city, especially if our catapults survive.
I don't think he will offer any challenge once we reach him. Azil is old and frail.
You mean like Synodos?
Huh. You make a good point.
Let us finish this quickly and cleanly.
Wisely said. This is not our fight anyway, so let's not die needlessly.
As usual, it is up to you to form the attack groups. We march on your command.
If Awjila falls to Rome, I'm confident we can raise a new legion here.
I'm still not sure if that's a good idea, but I'd much rather have them fighting on my side for sure.
Let's talk about who handles which task.
It is time for us to attack. Other team will have reached bridges by now. Let us hope bridges are burned before reinforcements show up.
Legate gates then.
Hold your ground! We have the advantage here.
Follow me for Rome!
We're still unnoticed, at least until the reinforcements come. That giant beacon will provide all the fire we need should we run out.
Enemies in our midst! Who are you? Enemies! Sound the alarm!
Good. I was starting to think other team had died.
Die already?
Roman craftsmanship.
We have taken this part of city. Well done. It was a tough fight. But listen, it's too quiet now. Why have catapults stopped?
Ah, good. So the enemy has managed to flank around our lines. I was just beginning to get bored. Come! Let us kill them all before they destroy our catapults! Do the same! Fear no more, brothers! We've come to your rescue!
Die, filthy barbarian!
The fight to us! I will take you with me to the afterlife!
I'll be ready for them.
count on Bestia Tabat to be protecting these catapults, did you? Now, let's get these things reloaded.
On me! Let them fight their own wars.
The Romans have come! Friends! Brothers! They wish to destroy our culture and impose their traditions upon us! They will piss on the graves of your ancestors! They will tear down our idols and erect statues to their own foreign gods! Fight with me! Defend Nazamones from the foreign invaders!
What a load of absolute bollocks! We wish to fight with you all against Egypt! Let's just get this over with.
Stay away from me, please! Run! Fight! They're killing each other! Run, somebody! They're fighting!
Protect this area!
Killing each other! Run. Stay away from me, please!
Find
there! The enemy!
Attack!
All brave warriors of Nazamones, your elder Isil has been slain. If you surrender now, no harm will come to you.
Well executed, Legate. Isil's bow was taken from his corpse and delivered to me as tribute. I have no need of it, so I think you should take it. Now the old fool is gone and you have your new legion. You certainly took your time, though.
Takes time and finesse to instill order, Your Majesty. Chaos happens on its own.
Instill order or sow the seeds of chaos. That is for you to decide. They say it's unwise to try the patience of a goddess.
I deliver what I promised to deliver. Surely the goddess can appreciate that.
You've promised Egypt to me. So far, you have delivered nothing.
If I may humbly interject, you seem to be arguing over promises and dreams, all of which are purely hypothetical, as long as Egypt still answers to Ptolemy. Now that we have the means to conquer said dreams, it may be time to demonstrate our martial prowess.
Listen to the old Servus. He makes sense.
He usually does. He's my magister.
Arrogance is attractive only when it's well placed. It is not easy for a leader to acknowledge their teacher, especially when said teacher is a Servus.
Are you sure we can trust this new legion? After all, they are not Roman.
Neither is Cineros nor Bestia. Yet you still trust them, don't you?
Of course.
By Femi, you Romans are all talk and no action.
We will move when we are ready. Let us carve out a comfortable territory for ourselves, and we shall see about cracking the nut that is Alexandria.
Finally,